reflects your loved one's story, whether it's a traditional farewell or a personalized celebration of life. We take time to understand your wishes and offer thoughtful guidance. At the heart of our organization is a dedicated manager who ensures that everything runs smoothly, from the smallest detail to the detail. We understand that choosing a casket or a coffin is a deeply personal decision. In our selection room, we provide a calm, respectful environment where families can take their time and explore options that reflect their loved one's life, beliefs, and preference. Our spacious chapel is where memories are and lives are celebrated. Designed with serenity and warmth, it provides a welcoming space for families and friends to come together in reflection and remembrance. For families choosing cremation, we offer on-site professional cremation services in
Category 5 Hurricane Melissa devastates Jamaica. Tobago students weather Hurricane Melissa. And the TPP nominees for screening announced. Good evening, I'm Kristen Salandi. Welcome to the Tobago Updates television news for Wednesday, 29th of October 2025. We are happy to have you joining us. Now to our top story. Hurricane Melissa, one of the most powerful Atlantic storms on record, has left a path of catastrophic destruction across Jamaica, prompting Prime Minister Andrew Holness to declare the island a disaster area. Here is more.
System, lashing the country with ferocious 185 miles per hour winds and a life-threatening storm surge of up to 13 feet. Officials report that over 77% of the island's residents are without electricity, with widespread flash flooding and landslides reported across the nation's interior and southern parishes. At least 3 fatalities have been confirmed as assessment crews struggle with communication blackouts and block roads to determine the full scale of the crisis, while 3 babies were reported to have been delivered amid the hurricane. Now, the enormous cyclonic storm is tracking north-northeast and taking direct aim at eastern Cuba. Though slightly weakened, the hurricane remains extremely dangerous, and Cuban authorities have preemptively evacuated over 700,000 residents from coastal provinces, including Santiago de Cuba, as they brace for a major landfall, expecting torrential rain and damaging winds. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced on his social media the launch of the government's official platform to coordinate relief, mobilize support, and manage recovery efforts in the wake of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. The site allows users to donate securely, submit pledges, report emergencies, and locate nearby shelters. If you would like to help in their path to reconstruction, go to supportjamaica.gov.jm.
As Hurricane Melissa passed over Jamaica yesterday, some Trinidad and Tobago students in the country have been confirmed safe, while others remain uncertain about their situation. Chief Secretary Folly Augustine and family members continue to monitor conditions closely, offering assistance where possible as the aftermath of the storm affects communication and travel across the island. AMPLIA Balgobin has the details.
After Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago University students in Kingston are reported safe. However, the situation for high school students remains uncertain. Chief Secretary Folly Augustine provided updates to Tobago updates on the ongoing situation.
We have been checking in with our students. So far, we are able to contact all of our university students there. However, our high schoolers were there. We are not getting on. So some of them, at least two in particular, they were at the St. Elizabeth Technical High School, STETH, and the St. Elizabeth area was reduced to rubbles, to be honest. Our last conversation, the parents last had a conversation with them at 2:48 p.m. yesterday, and there was a video call.
The two high school students who were in Jamaica to play football were affected when the area where they were housed was destroyed by the hurricane, forcing them to relocate. Chief Secretary Folly Augustine has been unable to reach out to them due to telecommunications issues in the country. He stated that efforts will be ongoing to locate them and assure that they are safe and cared for. This is AMPLIA Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
The Tobago People's Party, TPP, has officially unveiled the list of nominees vying for candidacy in the highly anticipated Tobago House of Assembly THA election, setting the stage for what THA Chief Secretary and the party's political leader Folly Augustine describes as a hotly contested internal fight. Reporter Jewel Green George has more.
The TPP, which currently holds power in the THA, confirmed over 50 individuals have been nominated across the island's 15 electoral districts. The initial pool saw 55 applications, with 6 unable to qualify, leaving a robust cohort of hopefuls ready for the screening process. Mr. Augustine detailed the party's selection system as a rigorous, multi-layered, bottom-up approach designed to ensure membership democracy.
Then we actually write all of our action groups and have our action groups do an assessment on a prescribed form. And they will rank the nominees from 1 to however many they are for that district.
Several districts are proving to be major internal battlegrounds, reflecting a high level of political interest. The Bethel-Newgrange area stands out with 10 nominees, while Mount St. George Goodwood has 6. Other hotly contested areas include Roxborough-Argyle, Mason Hall-Maria, and Bonaccord-Crown Point, all facing significant competition.
And I expect it to be hotly contested in some areas. And I'll go through the nominees district by district in a short while with you. But I expect it is hotly contested in some areas. And I expect, of course, feelings and emotions to be a part of it. But I also expect that at the end of the day, we will rally behind the chosen candidates, the prospective candidates, when that time comes.
Despite the heat of the race, the TPP leader stressed the need for the party's unity while sending a clear message to all current office holders and aspirants. Performance remains paramount.
And I've said it to them, nobody's entitled to any seat whatsoever. Nobody's entitled to it.
The screening process, which will involve interviews and a final recommendation from the Chief Secretary, is set to begin next week and span a 2-week period. Augustine highlighted the diversity of the applicants, spanning from retirees to young professionals in their 20s, as critical to the party's larger vision.
I'm also desirous of building the greatest political movement in the entire Caribbean, and that's where we are headed.
The TPP leadership is encouraging internal campaigning focused strictly on ideas and community connection, moving to finalize its slate ahead of the next electoral contest. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
More news as soon as we return. Don't budge. Stay with us.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Thanks for staying with us. Violence has rocked the tranquil community of Calderhall, Tobago, where police are investigating a fatal incident involving a man identified as Ronald Butcher. The deceased was found at the Calderhall playing field. The victim, seen alive in earlier images, was later found unresponsive, confirming the heartbreaking news for the tight-knit area. While officials have not yet released details on the cause of death, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is actively gathering evidence. This latest incident occurs against a backdrop of heightened crime concerns in the Twin Island nation. We will continue to track developments as the story unfolds. On Monday, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announced the immediate suspension of energy agreements with Trinidad and Tobago, effectively halting joint national gas projects, including the proposed Dragon Field development. Maduro accused the Port of Spain of aligning with the United States and hosting American warships on its territory, calling these actions hostile and citing them as a reason to revoke the deal. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar dismissed Maduro's decision, emphasizing that the nation's energy future, quote, does not depend on Venezuela and never has, end quote. The suspension threatens to disrupt regional energy cooperation and could impact gas supplies in the Caribbean, heightening concerns over stability amid growing tensions between Caracas and Washington. The recent Tobago Carnival has been hailed as a success, drawing record crowds and widespread praise from its cultural vibrancy. Among the participants was Carlos Huggins, a band leader from South Trinidad and Fort Lauderdale, USA, who played with the Tobago Drama Guild's mass band Do Go Down Day. Huggins, who experienced the festival for the first time as a masquerader, offers a unique perspective on its growth and where the product needs immediate investment. Reporter Joel Green-George has more.
Huggins, who runs a small children's band in San Fernando, transitioned this year from spectator to participant. He praised the Drama Guild's traditional portrayal, noting the seamless inclusion of all ages from the very young to the elderly.
The experience was very good. It was nice. Everybody showed up. We had from 5-year-old to 55-year-old.
Huggins says the overall product has immense value and potential, particularly when seen through the lens of a cultural entrepreneur. He believes so strongly in the island's offering that he is now preparing to bring his entire children's band for the next edition.
I'm from Trinidad. I bring a small children's band in San Fernando. And next year, I'm bringing all my kids across.
However, Huggins's positive review was tempered by observations regarding logistical bottlenecks on the inter-island air and sea bridge. Despite the Tobago House of Assembly and Caribbean Airlines adding over 3,200 extra seats to the air bridge and the Port Authority providing over 11,000 additional passenger seats on the sea bridge for the period, demand repeatedly exceeded supply, leaving many visitors stranded or turned away.
Because a lot of people got turned away. A lot of the boats was accommodating everybody. It had fewer boats to see. So the more the better. More planes for one thing.
Looking ahead to his band's participation, Huggins also pointed to a significant need for expansion in the children's carnival product. He noted the contrast with Trinidad, where South alone boasts around 26 registered children's bands. To foster similar growth in Tobago, Huggins suggests a strategic focus on youth engagement, starting with education.
And the schools, they're bringing PAN back into the schools now. So bring the mass back into the schools. There are the schools involved. In San Fernando, a lot of the schools tend to get involved. So if they could start with the schools and put some of the kids out, advertise there, that's a good way to get the kids involved in the carnival.
Ultimately, whether it's through the spectacle of traditional mass, like his role as a Blue Devil, or the creative future represented by the children's bands, Huggins insists the core cultural heritage must be protected.
Well, we gotta preserve this. This is our thing. This is we thing, so to speak.
A strong endorsement and a clear call for critical investment. Two key takeaways from this year's burgeoning Tobago Carnival product. Jewel Green-George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Just days after the spectacularly successful Tobago Carnival, many are asking what's the next for the island. The streets have quieted, the music has faded, but the spirit of celebration still lingers in the air. From Crown Point to Scarborough, locals and visitors alike are already turning their attention to the next major event that will once again ignite the island's vibrant energy. Tourism and event stakeholders say Tobago's calendar remains packed, with the island now gearing up for a series of cultural and sporting festivities leading into 2026. CEO of the Tobago Festivals Commission Limited, Kern Cowan, sat down with Tobago Updates to share what's next in store.
So the next big event right now would be, of course, National Carnival that comes up in February 15th and 16th of 2026. So we are already in planning for that and working along with our stakeholders to ensure that we be able to deliver a phenomenal product for that as well.
Cowan mentioned that the National Carnival celebrations in Tobago will not be as large in scale as the island's own Tobago Carnival, noting that when Trinidad takes the stage, it naturally becomes the main focus of the season.
It won't be, it's a different experience. National Carnival focus is in Trinidad in itself, and that continues to be the focus. But we do have stakeholders on the ground in Tobago that share into in the part of the cultural ambit, and we support them generally.
While this year may be marked as a success, there is always room for improvement, and plans are already underway to make next year's celebration even better. Feedback from stakeholders, band leaders, and visitors, he added, will play a critical role in shaping future events to ensure that each edition of the Tobago Carnival continues to evolve in quality, creativity, and overall experience. Continue watching the Tobago Updates television news. Be viewing TV AMPLIA Channel 102, Flow Channel 121, Hub TV, and 130 AVS and Channel 33 on the DIGICEL network. And if you aren't already following us, remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news when we return.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your
Welcome back. The Tobago Drama Guild is calling for a concerted effort to preserve Tobago's unique traditional carnival mass. Speaking exclusively to Tobago Updates television news, co-founders Cheryl Uzoro, the artistic director, and Tabiti, the administrative financial controller, highlighted their organization's 17-year history in producing bands and their commitment to cultural preservation amid the rising tide of mass-produced contemporary costumes. Reporter Joel Green George has this story.
The Drama Guild's band, Dogo Down Day, was a prominent feature of the recent 2025 Tobago Carnival, celebrating the island's rich folklore and mass heritage, including the iconic Blue Devils. Uzoro stressed the risk of cultural amnesia if traditional mass is neglected.
And that is our history. It's not difficult for our history to disappear when it is covered with a certain type of mass appeal. That is okay for now. 10, 20 years down the line, when it is gone, maybe they're really nostalgia and you want to bring it back. But we want to make sure that it stays.
Founded in September 1999, the Tobago Drama Guild has long been a fixture in the mass landscape, having played both contemporary and traditional mass, including an award-winning depiction of all the characters of older-time carnival.
This is not our first time with the band as the Tobago Drama Guild. And we have been doing this for 17 years. it has been a long journey doing mass in Tobago. We have done both contemporary and traditional mass.
Addressing the debate on evolving traditional mass, the directors emphasized that while change is inevitable, the purest form must be maintained. They believe a space exists for both the authentic traditional art form and modern interpretations.
There was a fork, but there are creative ways to present the forks, you know? Even with the characters, with the devils and the man and all of that. Every year there'll be some kind of upgrade.
The band was a true community affair, boasting a wide age range of participants from 5 years old to 78 years old, including international patrons from Canada and the USA. On the logistics of the Tobago Carnival, Tabity gave positive reviews for the new parade route, praising the police for their successful crowd control and access management.
We did some walking around to see what it looked like, what it felt like, and all of that. And I would give positive reviews. It looked good, it felt good, people looked happy. The spectators looked happy, the performers looked happy. The spectatorism was great.
However, Tabity voiced a major concern over the excessive noise from the DJs along the highway, which he noted was an infringement on residential areas and negatively impacted senior citizen facilities. He urged the authorities, including the EMA, to address the issue. Despite this, the directors look forward to the continued growth of the Tobago Carnival. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The now complete, highly anticipated Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition 2025 is under the spotlight as key stakeholders from the Tobago cultural landscape express concerns over major format changes and transparency issues in the competition's final stages. Reporter Jewel Green George has the details.
Cheryl Uzoro and Tabity, directors of the Tobago Drama Guild, which secured 4th place in the recent folk theatre category, detailed their difficulties, pointing to both technical constraints and controversial procedural shifts. The directors' main grievance focuses on the drastic reduction in the length of folk theatre presentations.
From doing presentations that are no less than 60 minutes, no more than 90, to a 10-minute presentation. So that is nonsense, but we did it because
this 10-minute constraint, seemingly adopted due to organizers' financial difficulties to cover prior prize money, fundamentally changed the nature of the competition. Compounding the challenge was the venue, the Naparima Bowl, which the directors stated was not suitable. The Guild had to transport crucial set pieces from Tobago to Trinidad.
The way it was set up, there was absolutely no rehearsal. You just go, you put it, you set together, and you perform.
Beyond the logistical issues, the directors raised the most serious concerns about the selection process for the finals. After an initial qualifying list, groups who did not meet the standard were allegedly included later, leading to accusations of a lack of clear rules and impartiality.
The rules change, you know. So there is all of that, I would call it gerrymandering. That must stop. Mm-hmm. If you have a rule, you keep the rule. You don't keep changing it.
In our daily polls. The weather report is up next.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to own business, because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Tobago, are you ready to light up the night? Join us for the Lambo Credit Union's Moonlight Miles for Diabetes Glow Walk 2025.
On Saturday, November 15th at Cano Bay Nature Resort, we'll walk, glow, and raise awareness for a healthier tomorrow.
From 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Bring your family and friends for plenty glow energy.
Registration is just $180 per person, or grab your crew of 5 for only $150 each.
Sign up online or at Lambo Credit Union branches before October 31st.
For more registration and payment details, visit lambocreditunion.com and search Moonlight Miles today.
Now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight will be mostly fair with a few isolated light to moderate showers possible at times. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be 24 degrees Celsius at Piarco and 26 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow will start off fair and sunny, becoming partly cloudy from around midday with a few isolated showers. There is a medium chance of isolated afternoon thunderstorms, particularly near hilly and western areas. During heavier showers or thunderstorms, gusty winds, street or flash flooding, and ponding in low-lying areas are likely. The maximum temperature tomorrow is forecast to reach around 33 degrees Celsius at Piarco and to 31 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Seas will be moderate with waves between 1.5 to 2 meters in open waters and 0.5 to 1 meter in sheltered areas. A hazardous sea alert number 1 yellow level remains in effect, and marine interests should exercise caution, particularly in exposed northern and eastern coastal areas. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:56 a.m. and sunset at 5:42 p.m. I'm Kristen Salandi. Thank you so much for joining us here at Tobago Updates News. Enjoy your evening, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Category 5 Hurricane Melissa devastates Jamaica. Tobago students weather Hurricane Melissa. And TPP nominees for screening announced.